Hi everyone. I am testing the light out on our new corner. It is not done yet, so don't look at all these things in the background until it's all done. This stuff's going to be removed, and this wall is going to have shelving and blah blah. It's going to look awesome. But today, welcome to Dizney Nerd Herders. Today we're going to talk about preparation for a CAT scan. Now this is specifically for those of you who are, like me, allergic to the Catscan contrast dye. Okay? For those of you who don't know, there are two types, well, at least two types of CAT scans that I know of. One with contrast dye, one without contrast dye. So the contrast dye helps make the images more clearer so that the doctors and technicians can see more stuff. So now the contrast dye, they will give it to you like a minute right before you go into the CAT scan machine. So it's for the injectable contrast dye that I'm talking about here as well. So when you're allergic to contrast dye, they said that usually within 10 minutes after them giving you the contrast dye the first time, you'll start breaking out in a rash, you'll start turning red, you'll start getting itchy, you'll start having trouble breathing, blah blah blah. That did not happen to me. I had the contrast dye put in me, I went through the test, it was nice and fine. About 5 or 6 hours later is when I started breaking out in a rash, started swelling, started having compromised the airway, and blah blah blah. So I'm allergic to the contrast dye that they had at least 2 years ago. I guess it's been changed since then. They have a bunch of different forms, but they need to play it safe, so I still have to do the prep work. So 12 hours before your CAT scan, you have to take 3 of these little puppies. They're called prednisone. Alright, these are little white tablets. They're not bad. You can see them. Hopefully you can see them. Little white tablets. You need to take 3 of those. So it's like 30 milligrams. The key is swallow them fast as you possibly can, because these things don't seem like they're coated. And I have trouble swallowing pills, so it takes me like 10 to 12 seconds to swallow one of these buggers. And they leave a bunch of nasty on your tongue. It's like, really gross. Swallow those as fast as you can. So that's 12 hours before the prep. 12 hours before your actual CAT scan, you need to take 3 prednisones.
What are you doing now, Napoleon?
Oh, look what I found! There's a hidden Mickey! That's good signs, right? Now remember what I told you before. These prednisones are not coated. You gotta drink them swallow them as fast as possible, or they leave a bad taste in your mouth. Now I have an audience.
Oh my God. That looked painful.
This sucks. They float around your mouth. I'm awful at this.
Yeah.
Don't make me laugh.
Alright.
I'm like Dad, I can't really swallow pills either.
Are you still going?
Yeah, it's still alive.
One more to go.
Yeah.
And then we got the Benadryls, which are easier.
Everyone wants to see.
Zoom in on this. Like.
You're gonna make them laugh.
It's like Survivor. Whoa, see, I can do Survivor.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 3 hours before your CAT scan, you need to stop eating. Can't be eating anymore. Okay, you need to start. They need to have an empty abdomen, whatever, an empty stomach. I'm getting a CAT scan on my abdomen and pelvis. They used to do the chest, but now they settle the chest by an X-ray because they just don't think that's that much of a red flag area anymore, which is good. But they do a chest X-ray, which I already had done. 3 hours before the test, stop eating. 2 hours before the test, you need to take 3 more prednisones, and you need to take 2 Benadryls. So look at these pretty little pink tablets you get to take. That's like 50 milligrams. You need to take 2 of those. These make you pretty drowsy, so they will not let you take this test and take that stuff without having a driver. They don't want you driving with this stuff. I can attest that at some point I become very, very drowsy. I could probably drive there and back without getting drowsy, but it hits you at some point and you get really, really drowsy.
Alright, so we got the prednisone down, and now what do you got?
Now the Benadryls. 2 of these little pinkies.
Benadryl. And this stuff makes you tired.
Mm-hmm.
My battery light's flashing.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh no, really?
Mm-hmm. Alright, the pill popping is done.
Pill popping's done. Now we'll see you in an hour where we get to drink the barium.
Oh, that's
shake.
gonna be real fun.
That'll be awesome. Poof! I'm back. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Ready, Cat 2. Let's see if you can zoom in on this. Ready, Cat 2. Anyone who's had any type of scanning or CAT scans on your abdomen, this is your friendly neighborhood barium shake. I highly suggest you make this as cold as possible before you drink. So basically an hour before you go to your test, you need to chug this. Let's see, how many ounces is this? Does it say? Well, 450 milliliters of chalky barium goodness. You gotta take this. This lights up your stomach and your intestines, and it lights it up so that way they can see exactly what's going on in there. So that's 1 hour before you go, and then you got to make sure you have a driver. So I think that's pretty much for all the prep work. And make sure you take the prednisone 12 hours before. You take the prednisone and Benadryl 2 hours before. You got to stop eating 3 hours before. You got to take the oral prep 1 hour before. Are you taping already?
Yes, I am. This is what it looks like, guys. In like a big tube thing.
Taste it.
I'm not tasting that. It's supposed to be like really disgusting or something. So Dad's gotta shake it.
It's delaying tactics. You gotta shake. You gotta make sure it's shaking well. You gotta make sure it's shaking well.
Hey, Dad. Be strong. He's trying to stall.
It smells like mint and orange.
Mint and orange. Come on, Dad.
You have to do it.
Just don't smell it. Doing it all at once? Are you supposed to?
That's the way to do it, the best way to do it. The price you pay for getting cancer. See? If you didn't get the cancer,
you guys before, I always make it right there.
If you didn't get the cancer, you wouldn't have to do this.
I know, yeah.
See what you get? I'm wearing,
Come on, just a little bit left.
Oh, I'm supporting.
Come on, move your hair.
I'm wearing my Relay for Life. The captain
That's
shirt.
the older
Team
one.
captain.
Oh,
This is the one from last year.
Yeah, I thought it was purple last
I have the same shirt.
The team captain.
No, Dad, the cancer one was
You
purple.
get this. I should
Oh,
wear
survivors
my...
were purple, yeah, that's right.
What was the
Oh, yeah,
which
that one.
was
That's
the
what
one
it's
I had? Caregiver.
Yeah, and that one was gray. Done?
Good enough. And then you go on, you go down to the site to get your CAT scan. Hooray for radiation! And then you get the test in the CAT scan machine. Now, from the time you enter the CAT scan room to the time you leaving, for me, anyways, when they're doing a chest, abdomen, and pelvis scan, 7 minutes, maybe tops. It's like that. So no need to worry about it. You're in and out of there really, really fast. Again, you have to have a driver. So for anybody who has had to do this or who is going to be doing this in the future, hopefully this helps you. Hopefully some of the tips might help you relieve some of the stress or relieve some of the anxiety. It's not that bad. You get used to it. It's really not that bad. Probably the worst part is this, drinking this. Again, make it as cold as possible and you drink it as fast as possible. Like if you're taking sips of this for an hour, it's gonna be gross. I try to chug as much as possible. I usually get down to like here before I start having to come up for air. And then the second part is just manning up or womaning up and finishing it off and getting it down you.
So we're in the waiting room.
This is where you gotta play slow, sympathetic music.
Usually they have the TV on, but it's not on today. And they have a coffee station. And then they got a big cool map behind me. So are you ready for your CAT scan?
Yeah.
Yeah.